Hello, hello. Hello, hello. How are we doing? Can you hear me? That's the most important thing. Can you hear me? Am I coming through on the old audio? Hopefully I am. Yeah, egg. Let me make sure I'm coming through on the audio. I should be. No. Right. Okay. Looks like there's a few people starting to make their way into the chat, which is quite nice. Just having a quick look now at who might be here. Q what? Anywho, how are we doing this evening? Michael, I hope you're doing well. First one in the chat. I hope you're doing well. What are you working on at the moment, my friend? And for anyone else who might be lurking in the background, because I can see there are quite a few more of you guys here. Good evening to you too. I hope you're doing well. Frankie, thanks for coming along, my friend. I hope you're doing well. For those of you that are in chat, let me know what you're up to this evening, apart from watching the stream. Maybe you're just here to watch the stream. Maybe you're here to sort of paint along with me, assemble along with me, offer advice to me and others. Let me know what you're up to this evening. But as you can see here, we've got four. No, not four. Let me start again. Apart from the Easter egg, which I plan to eat throughout the stream, do excuse my dog barking in the background. We've got three minis here. We've got the Tyranid, which I believe is it a Termagant? Am I saying that properly? I believe. Then we've got my good old friend, Mr. Chaplain, which is always good considering the channel is Chaplain JC, so that's always nice. And then finally, something that we assembled quite a while ago now. I assembled these two off stream. In fact, I assembled this about 3 months ago. But this was something that I started working on. Then we stopped because we got excited to try the sponging technique for the first time. And now we're coming full circle. We will finally finish off this Necron battalion box set from the 500 Worlds campaign. We will get there eventually. I've got one more of these as well, which I haven't put together. And one mini that I didn't have on screen at the start of the stream was this fella, the Hexmark, which was an absolute massive pain in the ass to assemble. And he looks like he's going to be just as much fun to paint. Lots of angles required, no doubt, to get into all of the right places. With all, I'm glad Necrons aren't particularly difficult to paint, shall we say? So let me know. There's three minis on screen now. Should we do something new and paint a faction that we're yet to paint on the channel and go for some Tyranids? Or should we go for what is going to be the start of a very long-term project on the channel where we look to collect, assemble and paint every chaplain that Games Workshop has ever released? It's going to be quite the challenge. And then finally, we've got Necron Heavy Destroyer, the Lokhust, I'm happy to do any of the three. So I'll give it a couple of minutes so you guys can get your votes, shall we say, in the comment section. Just say which one it is that you would like for me to paint, and I'll get through some of the other comments whilst we wait a few minutes. Frankie, so it's lunchtime over there. Awesome. Happy to hang out and show some support as you're still at work. Cool. Michael prefers the Destroyer, which is where I think we're probably going to veer towards. I do remember many people voting for that to actually be the mini that we painted. I think it was a couple of streams ago after we assembled it. So I don't mind doing the Destroyer. I think after we've done this Destroyer, then we've got another Destroyer. We've got the Hexmark. Then I've got to assemble 3, is it Ophidian destroyers from the 500 Worlds box. That's then the 500 Worlds box done, Necron-wise. And then I've got a box of Necron Lich Guard. And then after that, I don't actually have any more Necrons left in my pile of shame, if you want to call it that. I might be a tad too new to the hobby to have a pile of shame, but that will be my my backlog of Necrons done. So we're in a position whereby we either look to potentially get some more Necrons, or we move on to something else. And I do have quite a few options should we decide to move on to something else. But it looks like you guys would like for me to paint and continue on with Necrons, which is fine. I don't mind. I honestly don't mind doing that. So we are going to grab the lead belcher now to kick things off. But before we do that, I've got one teeny tiny favour to ask. The shameless plug at the beginning of every stream. So if you haven't done so already, please do drop a like on the stream. If you're watching on YouTube, it helps get the stream and the channel in front of new faces. It supports the channel in its growth, and I would very much appreciate it. If there is anyone new around here, please do consider subscribing. That way you won't miss out on any future videos or live streams. And if you don't want to miss out on those as they drop, turn on the notification bell as well, so that you're in the know as and when it happens. And finally, I just want to give a big thank you to 7 people, actually. Let me just grab the names of those 7 people. We launched Patreon on the channel last weekend. Obviously, this isn't for everyone. People can show their support to the channel in any way they see fit. And we had, I think it was 7 people sign up to show their support. So we've got Average Nomad, who signed up to be a chaplain, Dan, chaplain supporter, Keith, chaplain supporter, Neil, chaplain, Sam, chaplain, Judge, chaplain, and Chippy, chaplain supporter. So all of those have paid to have a membership on Patreon, and that will all go towards supporting the next project on the channel. So thank you very much to all of those that have decided to become a Patreon member. Link is in the description if anyone else is interested, and feel free to shoot me a message if that is something you're looking at and have any questions. But without no further ado, let's crack open the old lead belcher. Let's put the Tyranid to one side and the chaplain to one side as well. And then I think we're probably going to start on... Which half do you think is better to start on? Should we start with the bottom half or the top half of the Necron? And I'll give this a good shake whilst we decide which is the best one to go with. And then I'm going to get a picture up in the background as well for reference in my colour scheme. So Lokhust, Heavy Destroyer. I'm going to be really boring, and I'm probably just going to follow the box art for the Lokhurst here. Sorry, I'm slow in talking. I'm trying to get the picture up as a reference point. Annoyingly, I can't find one with the correct gun. Hold on, because I know you get the choice between 2 guns, don't you? So you've got the one, which is it called now? Right, let's just find one, shall we? Lokhurst Heavy Destroyer. Hold my horses. Oh, of course. Of course. Right. So, hold on. Is that... Ah, perfect. Okay, I've got a good picture now. Lovely jubbly. Right, okay. Let's have a look to see what you guys are saying in the chat. Ophidian. Oh, is that how you say it? It's Ophidian, not Ophidian. I was completely wrong. But my vote is still Lokhurst. Yeah, we're going to go with Lokhurst. These are the guys. I haven't actually assembled the Ophidian guys yet. So I've only got 3 Necron units left to do. I've got to assemble the Lich Guard and the Ophidian. I've actually got to assemble those. They're not together yet. And then the other guy that is assembled and primed is the Hexmark. So got to go help the boy grabbing some stuff of his Lego off the shelf. Be right back. Oh yeah, got to be done. Got to be done. Right, so yeah, as I said, we're going to kick things off with some... I'm going to just move my mouse out the way so that it doesn't take the focus away from the camera. We've got these banging paintbrushes, like I said. Super, super happy with these bad boys. I am so happy. Cheap as chips as well. They were like £1.50. £1. I want to say £1.50 or like £1, £1.80 or something like that. Back at the bench. So, Frankie, I know you said you're on lunch but at work, so I know you're not going to be working on any Warhammer at the moment. Maybe later. Do you plan on working on some Warhammer later? Maybe. But Michael, you said you're back at the bench. What are you working on at the moment? If you're working on anything, that is. So we're going to just pop that to one side. Grab a little bit of lead belcher. Now, if this is anything like the last couple of Necrons that we painted with this primer, it's going to need two thin coats, but that's normal. That is very, very normal. I'm going to water it down nicely. We don't want it to be too thick. So just making sure the paint's all good to go here before we start painting it on. But yeah, we're going to start with the... Should we start with the top half? Yeah, let's start with the top half. Still working on these steel hems. Colours are down. Time to dirty them up. Is that the those the guys that you've been posting pictures of in the Discord, isn't it? If I'm correct. So we're just going to put the body of the bottom half of the Necron out of shot because we don't want the camera not to focus. Okay, let me just move something very quickly on the screen here. There we go. That's better. I was just sorting something out on my camera. I can now better see. Let me just do that quickly. Update the stream, and then we're good to go. We are good to go. Right, let's go, go, go. Lovely. Right. We are going to be painting this lovely mini. Let me just move over a little bit so that I can make sure that the camera is in the middle. And it seems the paint seems to be going on better already versus the what destroyer was it that we painted before? It's on the tip of my tongue. What was the first destroyer that we painted? What was the name of it again? Anyway, that destroyer that we painted, it wasn't going on as thick as this is. Do we think potentially that it's down to the brush and how much the body of the brush held paint? Because this is going on way, 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 way better. And I've watered down the paint as well. It's not going on thick. You can see it on camera now as well. Unless someone's about to tell me otherwise. Scorpec, that's the one. Couldn't get the word out of my mouth. It was on the tip of my tongue. But yeah. Even though I feel like I'm half blind at times, it doesn't look like it's going on thick. So no hobbying at work. No, I have plenty waiting on the desk for this evening. Nice. And of what you have waiting on the desk for you this evening, what is it that you're going to plan to sort of tackle first, do you think, Frankie? What's the plan? That's 50%. The other half. That's 50%. The other half is you're getting better about how much paint you're loading onto the brush. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to read your sentence then, and I couldn't make heads or tails of it at first. I've been at work today. I don't normally stream during the week. And with it being Easter, for those of you that celebrate here in the UK, we are on a long bank holiday weekend now. So I don't have work tomorrow, and that's why I'm streaming today. I thought, right, I haven't posted a video this week. I've got 4 days off instead of 2. Let's do a stream. We can do a stream because I've got the extra time, and we can do a stream because I haven't had time to upload a video this week. So, is anyone else celebrating Easter, whether you're in the UK or maybe somewhere else in the world? Who celebrates Easter? And for those of you that do, how many Easter eggs and how much chocolate are you planning on stuffing in your face? I've already got an Easter egg with me here to eat whilst I'm on stream as a little stream snack, you know? Can't go wrong with a little stream snack. Alright, that's the first shoulder plate done. Nicely. I think if you want to call it a shoulder plate, I need to be careful now because I've nearly got paint there. So after I finished applying this, I'm going to give this a little rinse. Because I do not want to mess this paintbrush up, because I am really enjoying this paintbrush a lot. And I mean a lot. Our family does, but we do so in praise of an old god, Ishtar. I've got 2 Blood Angel captains, a chappie. You right. The word I need to. This is a debate now because I've seen a few people pronounce the word. It's judica or judicia or judiciaire. How do you say that word? Because it is a Warhammer word. It's not an actual word from what I understand. So, question to chat. How do you say the word for that particular chaplain? Is it judica? Judicare? Judicia? I don't know. It was a debate I seen on a podcast the other day, and they couldn't agree. They could not agree. But looks like you got quite a lot there, Frankie, which is always nice. Outer Zone, how we doing, my friend? Nice of you to drop in. I hope you're well. Are you working on any Warhammer this evening, or are you just having a bit of a chill one, just coming along to watch the stream and just sort of chill out? Would you say? What's going on? Frankie, Judiciaire. Joe Disci. See? 2 different ways in the chat already. And this is what the debate was all about, see? There's not much of a difference in how it's pronounced, but there was a slight different, only because I don't want to argue with the French. Fair. I do Does anyone know how I could potentially get my hands on one of those? Because I really do like the way he looks. The only issue is, on the Games Workshop website or via, third-party local game store, the only way you can get it is part of a crew, if you want to call it that. I think it comes with like 9 minis, and it's like £105. It's priced that much in the UK, but I'm not. It comes with the Judiciaire and another chaplain, and they're the only 2 I want. I don't want the other minis. And then the alternative is to buy the sprue individually off eBay, which is massively overpriced. So I'm a bit lost on what's best to do, because I do want to collect all the chaplains, as I say, but they are ridiculously priced. And I don't want to pay over the odds. Clearly, I wouldn't call them scalpers, but people obviously know the value of the model. It's a highly popular one, and they're just taking full advantage of the fact that I think I seen some for like 50 odd quid, 40, 50 quid. And then when you take into consideration, you can just pick up a regular chaplain for like £25. It's a bit annoying. Almost finished with a few Space Marines. Oh, nice. You know the score, Outer Zone. Anytime you finish a model, I need to see it in the old Discord. Looking forward to seeing that. Always look forward to seeing the models that you paint. They're always a good standard. Yeah, they made a cheaper box recently with the same set of miniatures, but they only released it in Germany, the US and Germany for some reason. That's annoying. Gentlemen, didn't he have a blister at one point? Just need to know if I should check my... I don't know. I hope they did, because then it would make searching for one potentially easier. Maybe there might be a few floating about on like eBay and stuff. Or Vinted. Vinted has surprisingly got a good selection of Warhammer models, which I was quite surprised by, mind. I wouldn't have had Vinted down as a source of Warhammer models, but yeah, they're really good for individual models, and old models like the old, especially the old metal ones and ones from different like previous editions. I've been having a little snoop. See, those are the only ways right now. I have one from the that's the one. It's from the Indomitus box. And frustratingly, because I've only recently got into the hobby, I weren't around when sorry, not that I wasn't around. I wasn't into the hobby when 9th edition released. So it's like, I might have to bite the bullet and buy some overpriced miniature to get my hands on one. It's one of those where, with the series, I need to like box smart, so to speak, in the sense of picking the right time to buy certain miniatures. And maybe if I'm lucky, I might find a bargain at some point. We'll have to wait and see. Right, I need to make sure that I don't mess this brush up by getting any paint in the in that area. Whatever it's called. I can't remember what the name of that part of the brush is, but I don't want to get any paint in there because it will mess it up. And I like this brush a lot. I've got a very wet brush. There we are. Not quite as clean as I wanted it to be, but that'll do. Need to get a bit more of the old lead belcher on the palette here. There we go. Right, sorry. Let's catch up on the old Chatteroonies. Couldn't get the other box. It was such a limited release. Oh, that's a frustrating one, isn't it? Double checked he hasn't got a blister release, even here in the US. But I'd say just be patient. Yeah, it's going to have to be that one. I think I don't want to, because there are so many different chaplains to pick from, especially at the start of this series. I can make it easy for myself and buy the cheap ones to start with, and then there's also all of the current chaplains that are actually available on the Games Workshop website, like the Jump Pack Chaplain, Chaplain on Bike. We've got Lamartes, Grimaldus. We've got the Chaos Chaplain as well. I'm forgetting 2 or 3 as well. I wrote a list earlier.
You need to figure out a way to undo it, because that's what you've done it up. I'm not arguing that.
I can see Michael. I can see now why you said not to assemble the gun, which we did on the second one after I'd realised I'd done it. I can see now why. Getting into this little area here behind the hands is fiddly, and then I think it's going to be just as fiddly to get in and around that chest, isn't it? And now that upper arm, the old upper arm here, just here between the shoulder plate and the lower part of his arm is a tad fiddly, but this paintbrush, compared to the starter brush that I was using, it means that there aren't going to be any stray hairs that I'm worried about touching parts of the mini that it shouldn't. So bum bum bum. You can tell when I'm concentrating because I go quiet. There we go, look at that. Saying that though, I think before I buy any more minis, my next purchase is going to be, I got loads of space on this coffee table and I can easily get a light to go next to where I am. And having put the little lights on the end of this stand, which only last 5 minutes, and the light isn't very good either, but the difference it makes is humongous. And I know I mentioned this probably about 20 times on the last stream, but I need to get one. So it doesn't even have to be an expensive fancy pants one. I just need a light that's going to give me what I need, really. Not the end of the world with these guys. Can be a nightmare when the gun is 0.001 millimeter from the chest. Yeah, exactly that. So we'll make it work though. I've had to do it with the Space Marine we painted last weekend, and then I also had to do it with the Space Marine as well when I first started painting. The first ever mini that I painted was a Space Marine, and I had the same issue with the gun being so close to the chest. That's where I ended up making all those mistakes. And then I decided to paint over those mistakes with a different colour blue because I didn't have a pot of paint that was the same colour as the primer, and it just turned into a comedy of errors. And that's why I am now where I am with wanting to strip those minis. I showed you guys, for those who watched and tuned in last week, I showed you the minis themselves. So I want to get those stripped at some point. And I want to do the sponging technique again with the stripped minis because I want to see how much better I can do the sponging technique. Because after talking with you guys on stream, there were definitely things that we could have done differently. Like, for example, less paint. Definitely less paint. And I think I would probably look to get better coverage with the first layer as well, with the vanilla Macragge blue. All right. I know. Do you want your shoe? Do you? Sorry, my dog's running off with my my wife's slippers every 2 minutes. Oh, sorry, they can't see you. Yeah, that's fine. Of course. Oh. My dog's attacking my wife, thinking that she's playing with a blanket. I usually paint in sub-assemblies. I just like to torture myself that way. Yeah, I hadn't done a sub-assembly before. I'd mentioned, I think it was like 3 or 4 streams ago, that we were going to do, when we'd finished the other destroyers, that we were going to do this next. And I think it was Mike, wasn't it? You mentioned to do sub-assembly, having already done these before. And yeah, this is my first sub-assembly. I suppose it's going to be like any mini, really, isn't it? Some sub-assemblies, that's a mouthful, are going to be easier than others. And then, you know, whether I feel like I get on with this sub-assembly or not is another question altogether, because I do quite like having the base of the mini to hold on to. But saying that, I've seen people who do sub-assemblies and they'll have like a piece of wire with some blue tack on it into a piece of cork. I unfortunately don't have any cork or blue tack to do that, but I would definitely take that right now, because this is already starting. As I'm working my way down the mini, down his arms, I can already tell this is going to get quite awkward to hold shortly. But we'll see. You can probably hear my dog barking in the background, so apologies if that is annoying you in any way. She is going absolutely nuts. I don't know if you can hear her, but she's going absolutely wild in the other room. She's got the zoomies. There she goes. I don't know if you've just seen her run past. On that note, primer does not equal base coat. It can certainly be a time saver, but even if you prime in whatever colour the model will predominantly be, I will recommend going back. Fair. At the time of doing that, I didn't know. I was so like new to the hobby and painting in general. I just panicked because I didn't realise how expensive the hobby was either. And I was like, oh my god, I've spent 50 quid on these models, and then I've spent like another 30 quid on paints and brushes and God knows whatever else. And I just panicked, trying to obviously make sure that it wasn't a waste. But it is what it is. It's done now. I know more now than I did back then, obviously. And fortunately, I'm in a position where I can go back now with the knowledge that I've got and fix those mistakes, which is quite nice. Over the primer with the matching base color. Oh, right, that's the continuation of that message. Okay, not necessary with these Necrons at all, because black isn't the color you're going for. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, be different with the Space Marines using Macragge blue for sure. Yeah, I don't have a. In hindsight, I wish I would have bought a Macragge blue primer and not the magic blue from Vallejo. But in saying that, I was trying to read the other day whether or not you can spray your spray can into and basically convert it into a pot of paint, because the reason I want to do that is when we look back at the sponging video that we done the other day, we created 3 different colors of blue, getting lighter and lighter each time, and then obviously applying less paint each time in more focused areas. And by the time we got to the 3rd coat, and the third layer, it was like extremely light and bright, and that basically is what Magic Blue, Vallejo's Magic Blue is. So if I can transfer, work out how to transfer the paint from the spray can into a pot, it would save me having to mix Macragge Blue, 1 part Macragge Blue with 2 parts Corax White, I want to say, or something like that. It would certainly save me having to do that. Hand drill, paperclip, and glue is what I use. If you need a handle, yeah, I actually, funnily enough, I took a bunch of paper clips from work the other day because I'd seen that people were doing it with their YouTube videos with the sub-assemblies. So I was like, in anticipation, I took some paper clips. I just need some corks now so that I can do this, and some blue tack, which I could probably get from work as well, to be honest with you. Right, this is the bit where the lead belch is not going on. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like, it's not sticking, not gripping to the shiny, glossy primer, which is the same issue that we had with the last destroyer that we painted. Eventually we got there. I had to, on these bits where it was doing this, for example, I think I ended up having to put, I think it was like nearly three thin coats, whereas the other bits was 2. But it is what it is. This is why I want once I've finished these cans of black primer that I've got, because I'm going to use them, because otherwise it's a waste of money. But once they're finished, I'm going to buy a different black primer for sure, because this one is pants. Right, just catching up with your comments a second. Oh, hold on. I'm real sorry. We have got a bot spamming rubbish in the other on Twitch, annoyingly. Right, let's get rid of this dude. It's annoying, isn't it? Is he gone? Is he banned? He's banned. Right, sorry, let's get back to your comments. Sorry about that. I just needed to get rid of that dude from Twitch chat. You can decant spray cans, but it is thinned with lacquer thinner. Scale modelers do that all the time. Okay, I just need to learn how to do it. That's all I need to do. That sounds like more work than it's worth. Mixing as needed until you can grab an appropriate pot is what I'd do. I'm sure Vallejo has a bottle of matching colour. Oh, yeah, they do. They definitely do. Right, okay. Corks you can probably find in any shops that have home wine. Do you reckon I'd have to buy them, or they've just got corks that they throw out? That'd be way, way nicer, wouldn't it, if I could just pick up loads of free corks? I would certainly like that. Right, now we've got to get to this poxy chest, which is always fun. I'm just looking at the camera now, and it looks like we've got some good focus on the miniatures tonight, which is quite nice. I've tried my best to make sure there is no wet palette, no pots of paint, no paintbrushes, no tissues, no cutting mats on the in the background so that we can get a good focus. So hopefully the cameras focus quite nicely this evening. I took all of the feedback and advice. Sorry, my nose. The hay fever at the moment is atrocious. I took all of the advice and feedback from you guys in the last stream. I wish I'd have known sooner about stuff like that, because I'm sure there's probably some other streams where it's been a tad annoying for people who are looking to focus on the mini a bit more, and it's out of focus. So now it should be better. But that's it. It's all part of the learning process. I'm just as new to streaming as I am this hobby. So not only am I learning about Warhammer and painting, I'm also learning about streaming on the go as well. So picking up all these new skills. So I can't complain. I'm sure some of you guys have streamed before. So if you guys have got any knowledge, any advice on stuff that will enhance the stream or the experience, I'm all ears. Probably buy them, but they are cheap. Probably like, yeah. To be fair, if it was 20 for like a couple of quid, you're gonna get multiple uses out of them, aren't you? So I'd be down for that, no problem. Eskimo, how are we doing, bro? Thanks for coming along this evening. I hope you are well. How's your day been? What have you been up to today? And what are you doing alongside this stream? Are you just tuning in to watch, or have you got a project that you're working on at the moment? Maybe some painting, maybe some assembling. What is it you're up to this evening, my friend? Ah, my nose. I've had a hay fever tablet as well. Do you know what I might try? I don't know if anyone's had them before. I haven't tried them before, but you know those hay fever wipes? They're like they look like wet wipes, and you like wipe your face with it, and it gets all the pollen and stuff off. I suppose I need to give those a go. Very good, JC. Been painting my squad of Hellblasters. Nice. Are the Hellblasters? Are they the ones that have like the plasma weapons, the plasma guns? The reason I'm asking is I really like that cool effect that you have, like that cool blue plasma effect. I think it looks like sick. Unfortunately, my headphones broke today because of my naughty cat. So if you could respond through chat instead. Huh? I have no idea. Amy Bell, I'm not sure what you mean by that. You're going to have to elaborate, I'm afraid. Can't say I'm aware of... I'm just checking Discord in case you mean Discord. Can't see anything on there. Yes. Amy, sorry, I don't know. If you're still watching, what do you mean by respond through chat instead? Respond to what? Righty then. Yeah, they have plasma rifles with plasma batteries on their backpack. Yeah, they're the ones. They are the ones that I was thinking of. I wrote a list today of all the different Space Marines, Necrons, Chaplains that I want, and then also wrote a section which I classed as other as well. And I went on to Element Games because they tend to have the cheapest discount, and I think it was 30 items So some of those items would be like a pack of 10 whatevers, right? But it came, yeah, so 30 items, and it came to £1,035, and that was everything that I wanted. All right, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I am. Right, okay, sorry. Someone's asking me to respond to their message in the chat because their headphones are broken. I'm not really sure what they're getting at, so I just asked them to explain. Gajon, yes. How are we doing, brother? I hope you're well, my friend. What are you up to this evening? What have you been up to today? And are you working on anything at the moment? Did I get the... No, I haven't got it yet. But I plan to pick some up this weekend. Okay, 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. Okay, right, sorry. There we go. Cool. Finishing up your Necrons. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I plan to pick up some of the rubbing alcohol on the weekend with a view to stripping the Space Marines over the weekend, and then hopefully, we can revisit the sponging technique, but looking to make improvements. Hopefully. We know that there are some improvements that can be made. So it's just a case of whether or not we can. It's only little improvements, but as they say, sometimes if you make enough little improvements, it adds up to making a big difference. But we'll see. We shall see how much of a difference it makes. Okay. So I need to paint the face now. Only the Walker left. Once they're completely done, I'll post it all on Discord. Yeah, I look forward to it. And nice to see how you're getting on with that, what looks like a rather big project for you. That'd be quite cool. And especially as I'm doing Necrons as well, it's always nice to see how other people are getting on with their Necron projects, which is quite cool. Right. I stripped some pauldrons the other day. Oh, so Eskimo, when you say you stripped some, did you use the rubbing alcohol to do it? And if you did, how long did you leave them soak for, and how easy was it? I'm assuming you used a toothbrush to like scrub them. Like, how difficult and how long was the process? Because I've never done it before, see, so I've got all that to look forward to. All right, okay. Sorry, I just had to ban someone. They're trying to sell me their services. I knew that there was an angle with that. I knew that it was going down that route. So, right. Let's get this face painted. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I just had someone on Twitch telling me that their headphones were broke. Can I stop what I'm doing, stop painting, and stop responding to my YouTube chat so that I can talk to her about buying some pictures off of her that I can use on YouTube as my profile picture and my Discord? And then she's like, please don't ban me. So cheeky. So cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. Left them overnight. Oh, right, okay. The colour won't completely disappear, but the paint thickness does. Yeah, what I'm looking to do is just strip it enough, because essentially what I've done is I don't have the right colours, and then when I applied paint, because I applied the primer too thickly as well, it's just a mess. So if I can just thin it all down so that I can apply another primer and do it properly with thin coats of paint, fingers crossed I can get the most use out of those Space Marines that I messed up. You're gonna do a sorority. I can't say it. Sororita. Oh my lord. Caljon, I know what you mean. Will be first project that includes the uses of an airbrush. Oh, nice. You'll have to let us know your thoughts on airbrush versus paintbrush as a new user. That'd be really, really cool to know your thoughts on that. Yeah, scrub them with a toothbrush. Called it. Just seen your message, Michael. Yeah, that's no problem. Oh, no, I do appreciate you sharing that with me, Eskimo. Much appreciated. I look forward to it, Kajon. Am I saying your name properly, Kajon? Because I've got a sneaking suspicion I'm not. Maybe you have to. Sorry, maybe you have to do it twice. Just try it out. Yeah, if I have to go twice, I don't mind doing that. If that's what it takes for me to get the paint off so that I can get the most out of them, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Right, okay. Let me just quickly check my picture for reference quickly. I'm trying to look to see how much lead belcher, if any, we're putting on the weapon. Right, so there are sections of the weapon where we do need to put some lead belcher. We've also got a slightly darker grey as well, which question to chat really on this one. For those of you that know what the Lokhust destroyer looks like, essentially what we've got is this bit here, the knife, these lines in here, and the second wire look like they're painted in lead belcher. This outer rim bit here and this outer rim bit here is painted in black, which I've got Abaddon Black 4, and then the outer part of this is painted in a dark grey. Now I don't have a dark grey, so we could mix lead belcher with something. What is chat suggesting? What could we potentially mix together to have that grey colour that we need? Right, catching up on chat whilst I wait for that question to be answered. Oh, it's Spanish. J, which is more of a guttural noise, very hard for English speakers. Oh, well, I appreciate you not taking it disrespectfully, because you are right. I can't speak Spanish, so oh, it looks like we've got some Spanish chat back and forth in the chat now. Very nice. Inner stuff, lead belcher, outer black. Okay. You got black and you got white. You got every shade of grey you'll ever need. Yeah, I just didn't know which way to go. I think if we want a slightly darker grey, should we go with the black? And should we go 1 part lead belcher, 1 part black? Or should we go 2 parts lead belcher, 1 part black? Used thinned down lead belcher on it. I used that on my warriors. Okay. On the same part, yeah. Do you have none oil? Yes, or nuln oil. Sorry. Oh, thank you, Kajon. I really appreciate that. There isn't any offense. So, major thanks. Yeah, I got the nuln oil. Right, let's get the lead belcher parts painted that I know I can paint. And then we will tackle, hopefully, the question that I had in just a moment. It's easy enough. I just need to basically mix lead belcher with something. It's as simple as that. And it's probably going to be black. Abaddon black. So I just need to make sure I'm holding this bad boy in the right way now as well, so that I don't smudge any of the work that I've done and get it all over myself. Right then, let's have a look. It was the second wire, yes. Okay. Put that over there for now. And then that way I can use my mouse a bit more freely. Okay. Grandfather's British. Parents are Spanish. I live in Netherlands. So a cocktail of cultures. That's pretty nice, though, to be fair. We're way over complicating this. How do you mean? In what way? Because I don't like complicated. If it doesn't need to be, you know? Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Bum bum bum. Dun dun dun. Right. Let's get. Oh, I just realised I'm not in the middle of the camera. Silly me. And this epoxy lead belcher is not taking to this pipe very well, which is a rather annoying situation to be in. This epoxy, I don't know if it's the way I've primed the model, because I had the same issue with the last primer. I mentioned this loads of times when we've done the last destroyer, and I'm banging on about it again already. Ooh. Don't want to touch that other wire. Dun 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 dun. Right. Okay, sorry. Right, let's have a look. Going back to the comments. Just give it a real light dry brush with lead belcher. I'm talking like no paint coming off your hand. Okay. Exactly, just use lead belcher. It looks good. Once dried, it'll be dark anyway. Okay. Don't force it, just let it dry and then give it another coat later. What's the Vallejo lead belcher? Because I know that Vallejo are basically the way everyone bangs on about their metallics. They're supposed to be like the best, the bee's knees, as such. Right, okay, so after I've done these bits, I will do the dry brush, as you said, yeah? We'll do some dry brushing. There we are. Right, okay, let me wash this off. Washy, washy, washy. We don't want the paintbrush to be manky. We want to get it all sorted. Yeah, it's called differently, but it's their variant of Lead Belcher. I really like it. Vallejo, metal colour, steel, or dark aluminium. Yeah, I do want to get some, because being the newcomer to the hobby, I just kind of like defaulted to Citadel paints. But I know that there are obviously other brands, and some of the other brands have got, better paint, if you will. I mentioned this last time. I can't remember if it's Pro. I think it's Pro Acryl. It's either Pro Acryl or AK. Have got like, everyone says that their white is like the best white. It's the whitest white. It goes on thickly. Is it titanium white or something? And then I know that everyone like really likes the metallics from Vallejo, for example. But at the same time, it comes down to preference and skill use. Skill issue, as they say. User issue. I love VMC. I airbrush lots. Yeah, lots of people talking about airbrushes recently, so I'm getting rather jealous. But something that I'll definitely look at soon with regards to an airbrush. Once I've got better with the paintbrush, I'm definitely going to look at an airbrush. I'm not going to get anything fancy though. I think we talked about it on the last stream. I think it was me, Michael, and Frankie. We talked about airbrushes for about an hour, I think. It was quite a while. Quite a while indeed. Sorry, I'm just going back to my picture of my Lokhurst. Lokhust. Right, let's get the dry brush ready. Just refreshed the stream. Gonna do the same on Twitch a second. Okay. And there as well. Right, whilst I get the dry brush ready, I'm going to use it as an opportunity to have a cheeky, shameless plug. Before I do that though, huge minis for fluorescence. I'll die on this hill. See, that's another one. I need to get fluorescent paints as well, and I need to try those out. I've seen a lot of content creators who like to use oils, and they've used them for things like washes before wiping them away, and they've used them for other things as well. So oils is another one that I can experiment with. I would say that which brand of paint doesn't matter much at the moment. It will matter more the better you get with brush control. Yeah, that's true. Once I become better at painting, I'll probably be a bit more picky on what paints I want to use. I agree, Eskimo, but why punish oneself with GW whites? Is doing oil washing right now. See? Frankie agrees with Eskimo. That's good to see that we're all on the same page. The white can be discussed. I still have coral white. The only two whites I've got are Wraithbone, if you want to class that as white, and then Corax white, which is like a white. Right, let me just have a sip of my Fanta, and then we'll go through shameless plug. We'll get the shameless plug out of the way quickly. So, if you haven't liked the stream already, please do like the stream. Helps get the stream and my channel out in front of new faces, and it also lets me know that you guys like this type of content as well. So I appreciate you showing the support on that front. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. It helps the channel not only grow, but it also helps get the channel out to new people as well. Notification bell button on so you don't miss out on when I go live, but also the videos that I post. They're always good to watch, and let me know whether you like them and what we can change. And then if you fancy going the extra mile in supporting the channel and some of the bigger projects that we've got planned here, I do have a Patreon. All links for this stuff are down in the description. And then finally, Discord, where we've built a really, really nice, chilled, collaborative community. Discord is completely free to join, and we share pictures of our minis, ask for advice, share good products, talk about the lore, join up with people to play video games. Again, all of the links for this stuff are down in the comments below. So like the stream, subscribe, notification bell button on, check out Discord, check out Patreon. We move on to some dry brushing. Okie dokie. So, before I dry brush the weapon, are we going with the... I'm going to assume the smaller, tighter brush like we did last time, as opposed to the loose, big one. I am starting to learn, so hopefully I'm right in saying that it's this bad boy here. Corax white is the one white that gets a pass. Just have to apply 5 layers of it. Going through comments. Is that medium? Yes, I do have medium, actually. I do have some. I picked some up so that we can do the transfers. These bad boys. But I do need to get something else as well. Michael or Frankie or Luke, who I don't think is here tonight at the moment. One of you guys mentioned... one of you guys mentioned about something to put on either before the medium or after the medium. Was it varnish of some kind? I can't remember now. I cannot remember. I can't remember. Oh, sorry. I just knocked my camera. I'm trying to get to my tissue. Typical. Okay. I'm just using the bit, in case anyone's wondering why I've got the big brush out. I'm just using it to get ready with the dry, not the dry brush. What am I doing? I don't need that for the dry brush. That's for when we do Nuln oil and stuff. Silly me. Silly me. We're going for saturation, not light reflection though. So still pick a single direction to go in for each part. You're not just doing top down like we normal overall dry brushing. Okay. Which medium do I have? Is it Layman? Larman? Is that the one? Is that how you pronounce it? I think. Everyone was arguing for Ardcoat. I still say water. Hard coat is the glossy one. Storm Shield is matte. I do gloss varnish first for smooth surface, then put your transfer, then medium over it to seal. Okay. So, here we go. We've got my damp paper towel here. I'm going to put this to one side because we don't need that now. And, need to dry that off properly first after earlier. And then we've got the regular lead belcher. Right, let me just read your comment one more time, Michael, with regards to the... We're going for saturation, not light reflection, though. So pick a single direction to go for each part. But you're not just doing top down like with normal overall dry brushing. Okay. Okay, damp paper towel is here. It's all damp there. And then we're going to take some of the... Let me just move this over so you guys can see what it is that I'm doing. Making sure that you guys can see the mini and the damp paper towel. Taking all of this off on the damp part. And Michael, you said to make sure that when we test it on the hand, there's practically none left. Yes, you still want some moisture in the paint when dry brushing. The damp paper towel or sponge, depending on the climate, helps it get to the right level of moisture. Okay, cool, that makes sense. Epoxy nose. Okay, let's have a look at... let's move the damp paper towel out of the way. And then no paint coming off on the hand. Right. I'd say that's pretty good, right? Yeah? There's nothing there. It's very, very little. Yep, right, okay. Now we pick up this bad boy. Okay. So we're going to go down. And then we're going to go up for this one. Down here. Is this right? Are we doing it good? I'm going to do the same here. Finest fellas, how we doing, my friend? Thank you very much for coming along. How are you doing this evening? And what are you up to? Are you just tuning in to tune in, or are you tuning in and working on some projects? What is it that you're doing? When dry brushing, if you see tool marks, brush strokes, you've too much paint. If it looks chalky, you've too little moisture. If it smears, too much moisture. Right, okay. I don't know if you can see the mini well enough to comment on which one it is that you mentioned. Yeah, fellas, I'm really good. In the UK, it's the start of the bank holiday weekend, so I'm in a very good mood. I've got 4 days off work, so very happy. That's what I love about the hobby. Still sorting out your chief librarian. He's pissing me off with his eyes. Faces and eyes are my bane. I think it was Alderzone that said he used a toothpick to do his eyes, which I thought was brilliant. I'd never thought about doing that before. We might have to get some more paint on this. Yeah, it looks like we're going to need to get some more paint. There's not really anything coming off of the brush at all now. Yeah, a toothpick. Yeah, just dot the end of the toothpick in the paint, and then you've got like a super narrow dot at the end of the toothpick to just dot each eye. It was, yeah, I know, fucking genius. I know, it's brilliant, isn't it? I never thought of that either. The other one was it called is it a Micron micro pen? Was something else that was recommended to me as well as another one. You kids and your toothpicks. You kids have been off school all week. Yeah, same, man. Same. Right. Let's get some more of this sorted. Just a little top up. Michael, how do you do your eyes then? What tips do you have? Because eventually I'd rather do it like, freehand, but maybe to start with a cheeky little toothpick might go a long way, Someone mentioned to me in a different Discord about using a pencil. Okay. For edge highlighting. Okay. That's interesting. Not one I've come across before. But that's the good thing about this hobby, isn't it? Is people have got so many different ideas. So the more you pick up along the way, the better, isn't it? I suppose. There we are. Now we're getting some more paint on this epoxy gun. Yeah, I'm glad you guys suggested the dry brushing because I never would have thought of this, and it doesn't necessarily look metallic, So it's very handy. Sorry, I'm just trying to look at the mini because I can't see enough paint coming off. All right, hold on. Oh, my dog's going nuts. Hiya, Bo. Hello. Hiya. Okay, I'm going to put some more moisture on the tail. Okay, Bobo. Okay. Hello. Yeah, I just wasted a load of paint there, silly. Oh, right. We're good to go again. Right. I will catch up with your comments in just a sec once I finish doing this dry brushing. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Oh, my poxy nose. Yeah, I'm not ignoring the comments, I promise. I'm just making sure that I've got this sorted. Yeah, I like the way this looks. Never would have thought about doing it like this before, mind. So, great shout, guys. Great suggestion. Really like it. Really, 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 really good suggestion, this. Nice. Okay, so whilst we let that dry, I am going to dry this bad boy off, and then I will get up to speed with your comments. Oh, God. Give me a chance to have a drink as well. I'm a dry old mouth. Okay. Dry that bad boy off. Lovely. And then we can start on the bottom half of the old Necron. Okay. Kiddo dropped his guitar on his head. Oh my God. Is he alright? Is he okay? Oh, he's fine. Jeez. Ha. So I'm just catching up on what you said, and then we'll get painting this puppy. Dum dum dum. Right, just refresh the stream again. Give it a little refresh. Give that a refresh. Give that a refresh. Okie dokie. Is that done there? Lovely jubbly. Okay. Oh, nice. Do you reckon you can get it done tonight, fellas? Do you reckon that's doable? Oh yeah, as Kajon says, what combat patrol? I know you mentioned before which combat patrol you had. Oh, you've just answered it. I have Ultramarine combat patrol, classic Smurfs. I see. I do love me some Smurfs, I have to say. The old Ultramarines. I got a soft spot for them. Mostly because of my love for Space Marine 2. But, you know how it is. We love Ultramarines round here. We certainly do. I certainly do. I am a big fan of the old Ultramarines, or the Blueberries, or the Smurfs, or the Poster Boys, or just trying to think if there's any other names that they have. I'm sure there are probably some not so nice names that people have given the Ultramarines, to put it politely. Yeah, this primer really makes this paint go on nice, doesn't it? Oh, it's your main faction. Nice. I love that you guys pay for all my factions to get stuff. Don't know if you get the face finished. They never seem right. It's starting to scare me, the face situation, to be honest with you, because, Fellas, you're not the first person to make comments like that about faces. And everything I've painted so far, if it's been a Space Marine, it's been a helmet, and then Xenos is Necrons. So, it's just the lead belcher. So I've not had to paint a face yet, but it's getting me rather worried, to be honest with you. So I'm just adding some more lead belcher paint to my palette because I think it's just a bit too thin, as you can see. There we go, that's better. Need to get this on as thick as possible, because this epoxy primer is a pain in the ass. It's the same the other side as well. Look at that. Look at the difference. And then once this starts to dry, we'll come in with a second coat, because it's definitely going to need it. For sure. Just to get the coverage that we need. Because that coverage is ass. And that's putting it politely. Right. Let's put that down a sec. Catch up on the comments. Don't want to buy another faction. Combat Patrol. Laughs in Xenos. Yes, we love Ultramarines. I do love my boys in blue. Next favourite would probably be Blood Angels or Space Wolves. Yeah, I haven't quite worked out who my who the next Space Marine chapter would be for me. I still need to watch the Bricky video that explains and breaks down all of the different chapters for Space Marines. Maybe once I've done that, I'll have a better idea on whether I have a second favourite, potentially. We shall see. A few people even said, don't pick Ultramarines or pick a Space Marine faction until I've watched that video. But I just cannot deny my obsession with Ultramarines. So it really does look like I've fallen into wanting to build an Ultramarine army once I'm done with the old Necrons. Don't mean to scare you off it, Chaplain. It's a unique challenge. Oh, what the face is? Yeah. It's scared off. More like avoiding, I think. But I know that at some point I'm gonna have to get around to it, which is rather daunting to say the least. Cajon with PTSD with the faces. Whenever I can use helmets on Marines, but I got Calgar and Lieutenant Titus to do with no helmets, so you need practice. That's the reason I'm going to be doing a Infernus Marine, hopefully over the weekend. So I've got an Infernus Marine that doesn't have a helmet, it's got a face, but I need to strip it. So I want to do that first, before I tackle Captain Titus and Huron Blackheart. So, because I don't want to mess up my Titus and Huron models, hopefully. Just need patience. Games Workshop have a good video for faces. Eskimo, if you wouldn't mind, if you have to dig it out, then don't worry. But if you know what the video is, share it on Discord and tag me in it if you wouldn't mind, because any tutorial videos on something like faces, I am there. I'll be watching it. Dan, my friend, how we doing, bro? I can see you've popped up in chat. I hope you're well, my friend. What are you up to this evening? Sorry, I'm just reading your comment there, fellas. Oh, you got the Leviathan box as well. Nice. Tau Combat Patrol, Sigma starting collection box. Wow, you've got loads, bro. Fair play. It's going to take you a while to get through those. The old pile of shame, as they call it. Why choose another chapter when you have the battle cry for McCrag for Ultramar? Absolutely. You don't have Captain Titus, you've got Lieutenant Titus. I wanted to get the Lieutenant Titus. I think you can get it at the moment with that magazine. You get a free Titus with that magazine. And he's in like a bit of a jump pack pose, I think. I think it was like 20, 25 quid. I think. I might be wrong. Dan, classic Chaplain. I don't know what you mean. I'm acting all innocent on this one. I'm acting all innocent. Oh, you got a free book. Nice. Flight of Eisenstein for cheap. Very nice. I do, Frankie, I do want to create my own homebrew chapter. And I've been watching a lot of kit bashing videos. I've been watching a lot of videos on all the different chapters since the second founding, so that I can start piecing together what my homebrew chapter will look like. I haven't quite got as far as creating a backstory for them or an origin story, which is something I know a lot of people also do. Whether I do that or not, I don't know. Probably not. But in terms of creating a theme for a chapter, I will definitely be doing that, 100%. I'll have to create a name for them as well. That's a good question for chat. It's one question, but I'll ask two questions because it depends on what's applicable to you. So, first part of the question is, does anyone have you created your own homebrew chapter? And if so, what is it? Break it down for me in terms of style, what makes them unique and different, colors, maybe you have created a backstory. And then the second part to that question is, have you got as far as maybe actually making it in terms of like an actual mini? And if so, I need to see pictures. 100% need to see pictures. I will say, with the homebrew chapter that I'm going to create, as you can probably imagine, it's going to be heavily Skull and Chaplain themed. So that's about as much as I'm going to say. For tonight, bed, got D&D tomorrow, have a lot of prep for my players. Nice. In a magazine, I'll snap a pic and post it in D. Yes, please. You know how it is. Tomorrow, D&D is a court case and player already. Okay, no, geez, hand chopped off. Homebrew would be okay. It does make sense. No shovels. Outerzone, working on it right now. Are you able to share any details, Outerzone, or is it one of those where you're keeping it a bit of a secret until it's ready? Eskimo, question 1, no. Question 2, non-applicable. Okay. Have you ever wanted to do homebrew? All my forces are homebrew. Nice. Chaplain, break it down. Chat. Very nice. Check out Darren Latham's Silver Skulls Ultra Successor Chapter. I'll tell you what, I'll get that loaded up now, because anything to do with that sort of stuff is my bag. Let's have a look now. Nice. Okay. Sorry, I can't stop itching my nose. The Silver Skulls are nice. Very, very nice. Okay. I do, as this guy is used in his Silver Skulls, I do like, as you can probably imagine, without giving too much away, I do like the Reaver masks and helmets. So I do very much want to include the Reaver masks and helmets as part of my homebrew chapter. I want to make it as Chaplain-y, Scully related as possible. I just love that theme, you know. Not really. I like what's already established. That's fair. Yeah, to be honest, with regards to the homebrew stuff, it wasn't until probably the last couple of weeks that it's really interested me. And I don't even know if I'm actually 100% going to get round to doing it. But it's something that I've definitely been thinking about more and more recently. And I've started to pencil down ideas on like how the aesthetics would look and the colors and what I would include. But I do get completely why people would prefer to just go with what's already available, because it's there, isn't it? It's ready made. But sometimes people don't like to kit bash either, do they? I suppose part of that homebrew is you'd have to be someone who's got, you know, the patience to do kit bashing, I suppose, as well. Rock it, but no Reavers are and have been terrible on the tabletop. Yeah, I think with my homebrew chapter, it would be more of just something for me to enjoy, as opposed to playing it on the tabletop. It wouldn't be I wouldn't be making my homebrew to play with it. It would be purely for showcase purposes, if you want to call it that. So I'm not as fussed on whether they're like going to be good in game. If I was to focus on whether they're going to be good in game, then 100% I'd be looking to take into account like whether, you know, they do what I need them to do or want them to do, or whether they're crap. If that makes sense. Dan, Chaplain, anything with skulls on my jam. Khorne, the literal blood god on his skull throne. Am I a joke to you, Chaplain? I want chaplains though. World Eaters, I'm sure I have a chaplain skull. Actually, as well, with regards to chaplains, let's not forget word bearers and the lore behind word bearers. and how the chaplains were started and how much of an influence Lorgar had on that. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. Winifred, how we doing, my friend? I hope you're well. What are you up to this evening and how have you been? Monarch Blades. Yeah, Reaver rules to how cool the helmets are. Yeah, it's one of those ones, isn't it? I'm definitely going for rule of cool with my homebrew. 100%. Homebrew is rule of cool only for me. Who knows? If I do get into the tabletop game, I might end up creating two homebrew chapters. One purely based on rule of cool, and then one based on whether they're going to be good for the tabletop. You know, but we shall see. I'm going to focus on the rule of cool first, though. And now you've given me the challenge of making a functioning Reaver list. I look forward to seeing it, Michael. Hopefully you've accepted the challenge. Nightly chapter that prefers fast attacks, units such as bikers. Nice. Oh, fellas, it doesn't matter if you lack the level of creativity. I don't think it's a case of having to be like super duper creative. I think it's a case of looking at all of the different chapters and then just what do you like specifically about certain chapters. You know, do you like a certain color theme, or like some people like skulls, other people might like fire, or you know, it's just more a case of throwing it together what you like the look of rather than trying to be creative. That's the way I'm looking at it anyway. I like chaplains, I like skulls. That's the route I'm going to go with it. Oh, you've been playing Resident Evil. Have you been playing the new Resident Evil? Or as you say, you've never played the series before, so you're starting with one of the older ones? Yeah, the Bible thumpers. Let's go. As a Christian, I love the word bearers. Yes, bear the word. Excellent. Michael, I know you like the word bearers, don't you? So I'm sure it's probably music to your ears that you've just heard that I'm starting to get into the word bearers, because technically I bought the Huron Blackheart set, but I haven't actually fully decided on a chaos faction yet to build. I was very much set on Red Corsairs, but I haven't bought anything. So whether I stick with them, because I bought the Huron Blackheart box set because I just really like the lore around Huron, and that's something that you'll see a lot more on this channel. Is I will buy minis based on what I like. So even though I'm building a Necron army for Xenos, an Ultramarine army for Loyalists, and then eventually a Chaos, I will also buy like Gazkul Thraka because I just love I love the character. I'm also going to be buying at some point Belisarius Cal, or Cool, or however you say his name, because I like the character. Doesn't mean I'm going to build a Mechanicus army, but with Chaos, I haven't decided. And given the lore that I just found out with regards to Lorgar and how things went with the chaplains, I am very interested in potentially building a word bearer's chaos army for my chaos faction, and to further caveat that as well, it's also a different color to the ones that I'm already painting. So I don't paint anything red. I don't have anything red. So I like the fact that it's a different color theme. So it's ticking a lot of boxes for me at the moment. It's ticking a lot of boxes. And like I said, I reckon that'll be music to Michael's ears. Lorgar, what a guy. Oh, you like samurai and the... Yeah, that's what I mean. You could do a mix of that, fellas. It doesn't have to be like mad creative. I don't think mine are going to be mad creative. There'll probably be parts of my homebrew that will probably look very similar to maybe some already chapters that are out there. Are you pre-ordering the new Defiler on Saturday then? I won't be ordering the Defiler. Just because I've got to manage my finances. And I've got to decide whether or not I save up for the 11th edition box set or not. And if I were to buy, say, the Defiler on Saturday or pre-order it, the likelihood is, because it's 88 quid, I think it is, or 80 odd quid, I wouldn't be able to afford the 11th edition box set as well. I just wouldn't be able to justify it. So basically, unless something absolutely outrageous drops between now and say between now and the 11th edition box set coming out, the likelihood is I won't be making any purchases until 11th edition. Plus, I've got more than enough minis to keep me busy until 11th edition anyway. So I'm not worried. But at the same time, yeah, I'd love to pick up something like that. To answer your question, is anyone else gonna be picking up or pre-ordering a Defiler on Saturday? Do we have any Iron Warrior fans and collectors in the chat? Right, okay. I'm going to put this down now because I've realised that I've been painting this for bloody ages. So I'm just catching up on chat. As I say on most streams, I won't read out all of the comments because I know sometimes the comments are conversation between people in the chat. So yeah, exactly, Eskimo, as you say there. I think with 11th edition as well, a couple of things to keep in mind with 11th edition. Firstly, I really like orcs, and I don't have any orcs in my collection yet, so it's a good excuse to get some orcs in my collection, firstly. Secondly, from the rumours circulating about what's going to be included for the Space Marine half of the box. So there's apparently a new jump pack Chaplain, which, for me is perfect. And then I think the rest of the models, I can't remember what they all are now. I know it's something that's been discussed quite heavily in the Discord, but what I'm getting at is all of the units are units and squads that I don't currently own. So for me, it's actually perfect because it means that I'll have a whole bunch of stuff like that I don't have. So it makes a lot of sense for me to pick it up for that reason as well. Plus value for money. Value for money wise, every launch box set for each edition is always like, from what I understand, this will be my first the first launch of a new edition for me, because I've only been part of the hobby for like 3 months now, so this will be my first edition launch, so I'm quite excited. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Eskimo, are you going to be picking up the 11th edition box set? And for that matter, is anyone in chat going to be picking up the 11th edition? Or I know a couple of people have said they're going to be attempting to make pre-order. Alderzone, I think you mentioned you're looking to pick up the 11th edition. I think we talked about it before, didn't we? And I mentioned that we'll be looking to compare minis and how we get on. Finish some Terminators and Infernus Marines for your homebrew chapter. Nice. Have you posted those in the Discord? Do we know when 11th edition box goes available for pre-order? I'm going to second what Frankie said, because in the trailer for the first Orc reveal, which was on Monday, I think, it did say June. It didn't say when in June, it just said June. So I reckon it will be, as Frankie says, sometime next month. Yeah, exactly. Bigger the box, better value. And that's exactly what I'm hoping for as well. Because my collection is relatively small in the grand scheme of things, I think for me personally, it works out brilliantly. Just because of the sheer coverage I'm going to get for units and squads that I don't already have. Even if it came with, say, one squad that I already had, but then the rest of the squads was stuff that I didn't have, still for me, that works out to be an amazing deal from the Space Marine side of things, because I'm practically getting all brand new Space Marines that I don't have, and then Orcs, I don't have any. So again, for me, it's win-win. Eskimo, decide closer to the time. That makes sense. Just to see what the contents are, yeah, because there's no point in picking something up if you've already got all the stuff, or it's stuff that you don't like. So that makes sense. Frankie, you want the 11th edition. You've got Blood Angels. Daughter likes Orcs. Oh, that's perfect for you then. That's literally like it was, as you say, aimed for you, made for you, essentially. So, are you going to skip this one, Michael? I think you might have told us before, actually. I think I might have asked you about this before, and you said you were going to skip it. Michael, if you're going to skip 11th edition, which I think you said you probably definitely will, I know that there's some Age of Sigmar stuff coming up soon. What's on your wish list for stuff that's been announced, or maybe stuff that's already out and you haven't quite got it yet? Oh right, okay. Just as I asked that question, I realised it says that you've got to jump off for a bit. No worries. Well, thanks for stopping by, and if you're free later and I'm still on, maybe we'll catch up then. But thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Oh, you have posted them, Outerzone. Okay, cool. As in, like, you've posted them before, or you just posted them now? I'm going to check. I'm going to have a little look. See what we've got. Nice. Nice. Bum 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 bum. Oh, fellas, I've just seen the Space Marine 2 Recruit Edition box that you posted in the Discord. Is that the one that came with the Titus Lieutenant model, is it? And then yeah, I can see the 5 Space Marines there, the Infernus Space Marines Outer Zone, and then the 5 Terminators as well. They look really nice. Really nice. I like how the orange really makes the whole aesthetic and theme of the homebrew chapter pop. And you've absolutely nailed like the perfect combination with those what are they called now? Oh my god. Bases. I couldn't think of the word then. Yeah, you've absolutely nailed that theme. Nice. Absolutely nailed it. Fair play. Right, let's get back to some painting after I've had a drink. Na-na-na. Oh. Oh, you're welcome, Aldazone. They're class. I really do think they're good. Right. Second coat of lead belcher. We are going to need some more lead belcher. I get so caught up in chat that it takes me forever to paint these minis, mind. Like, literally forever. This is why it takes me so long. This is why I think if I was ever given the challenge, like a 24-hour challenge or something, to paint, I don't know, whatever, it'd be my worst nightmare, to be honest with you. I do wonder if, say, for example, I was to time myself painting a Necron off stream. Like, I've got another one of these. So what I might do, just as a test, is time myself painting this, the other one of this, and see how long it takes me without any distractions. Because I'm terrible for it. Once I start talking, it's like there's no stopping. Right. Let's try and make some progress, because we've been on stream for, 2 hours now. Probably be on stream for another hour or two. And I want to try and get close to the end, if possible, with this. Which is not looking good at the moment, considering it's taken me 2 hours just to put the first base coat down. But if we focus a bit more, I think we'll get it done. Just need to be a bit more disciplined with actual painting. Because yeah, getting this lead belcher down isn't exactly difficult. And it's not exactly, Necrons aren't a difficult faction to paint either. There's not like lots of ridiculous details. So if I just focus a little bit here, I should be able to get this done. The shoulder plates have actually come out quite nice in terms of coverage. Da-na-na-na-na-na. This is nice to listen to while I get brutally murdered by zombies. It's definitely a change of pace. Christian, building Mortarion right now. Oh, nice. You'll have to post a picture of him once he's assembled in the Discord. And maybe what you could do as well is post a picture of him in the Discord, but next to him, put like an average sized mini next to Mortarion. And that way we can see like the difference in size. Because that would be pretty cool. Oh, fellas, I was right in terms of the Titus thing. Are they still available then? Because I do want the... Because he's in like a jump-in pose, isn't he? For the Lieutenant version. Because I've got Captain Titus. But given that Space Marine 2 was the main reason I got into this, I'd love to collect the Titus models, because I'm sure there was another way you could get the Lieutenant as well. I can't remember what it is now. There's like a magazine or something. Like it's like it was called. I'm sure it was called like an encyclopedia or something. It's not an encyclopedia, obviously, but because it's only a small magazine. But it was something along those lines. And it's like 20, 25, 30 quid, something like that. And you get a whole bunch of lore in the magazine. And then you get the mini as well. I'm pretty sure I've seen it in Hobbycraft, actually. Of all places. And then I'd seen it on someone's Twitch stream. I saw someone doing like an opening of it on a Twitch stream, of all places. And I come across it on the stream by like complete accident as well. Nice, nice, nice. We are making progress now. I need to get Abaddon Black out after this as well, because there are a few, as I'm speeding through this now, I am touching, like, you know, the joint parts, or if you want to call it the Necron's elbows. I am getting paint on those areas. But it's only a little bit. It won't take long to fix those mistakes. That'll be pretty easy. Pretty easy. Yeah, this part of his arm here is going to need another coat. It's just not going on. Has anyone got a suggestion for a good... because the black primer that I used is a... I can't remember where we got it from now, but it's like some cheapy thing. Basically, we had 2 cans of matte black primer left over from when we decorated, and I think we used them for spray painting some radiator covers. And being new to the hobby, when I saw it, I was like, I'll save some money there. And it seemed okay at first. But yeah, what I'm getting at is, because I know there are some spray cans and primers out there that are better than others, what suggestions, what recommendations of black primer do people have? Because I know the Citadel one, is it Chaos Black? The one from Citadel is highly recommended by people. But are there any other ones that I should be looking at maybe? Christian. Oh, yeah, nice one. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that in the Discord. How long do you reckon it'll take you to put together? Because I haven't really put together too many big models, but people tell me that the bigger models are actually way quicker to put together than the littler ones. I can't speak from experience, but that's what people tell me. So I'm curious to know if it's going to be one of those awkward long ones, or is it if it's going to be a pretty easy, straightforward one? 1 hour. Nice. That's actually not bad. That is not bad at all. Do they have a Frankie, can you find Color Forge? Same price as GW, but bigger can. Oh, okay. I don't know, but if it's a bigger can for the same price, then I'm all for it. 100% I'll be checking that out. Oh, you airbrush prime. Okay, it's way cheaper, dries faster too. See, that's another reason why, even though I want to get my brush skills like nailed, the airbrush primer priming with your airbrush is another thing that I know people really like when it comes to airbrushes. I know airbrushes aren't for everyone, but there seems to be a lot of pros. And at the moment it seems like, apart from cost, because you can always save for something, right? Apart from cost, the pros seem to significantly outweigh the cons at the moment. So I can certainly see why so many people own an airbrush. And those that don't own an airbrush and have never used one before, most of those people want to get one. I don't really, I'd say that I don't think I've spoken to anyone that's had an airbrush and then decided not to stick with it. You know, like I don't know anyone that's gone, oh, actually, I've given it a go. It's not for me. Thanks, but no thanks. I don't think I've spoken to anyone that's had that opinion, which is interesting. Yeah, so my question that I was going to ask a second ago is Lorgar, however you say his name. Because I know on the GW website there isn't a word bearers section for. There isn't a word bearers section. So does that mean he doesn't have a mini? Is that right? And does anyone know why the word bearers don't have their own category on like why don't they have their own specific section on GW website? Just seems a bit odd to me, I'm applying decals, and honestly, it's not my cup of tea. That's another thing that I'm yet to do is the decals. So, are these decals? Is that what they are? Is that what you mean by decals, or are they known as transfers, or is that the same thing? And if so, what process are you following to do it? Out of curiosity. Oh, some of these are going to need a third coat, surprisingly. I didn't realise. Airbrush has a steep learning curve, but lots of plateaus. Okay, that's good to know. I think it's going to be one of those with an airbrush for me. Is one, I'll probably have to take a lot of advice from the chat when I stream, and then second to that is when I buy it, whilst I'm waiting for it and stuff, I'll probably end up watching loads of tutorial videos on the basics, you know, just to get the hang of things. As far as you're aware, it was a limited print, but you're happy to be wrong. Yes, I hope you are, because I'm saying that even if you're not wrong, and it was a limited print, a lot of the, not all the time, but you know, a lot of the time with these things, people, you can pick them up on like eBay and stuff, isn't it? So maybe, hopefully, if they are on eBay because it was limited, they're not crazy overpriced, because that would be a real shame. You'd rather freehand than decals. Yeah, I don't do freehand, but again, it's something I want to learn to do. Because some of the freehand stuff I've seen people do is amazing. I don't think I'd ever want to go as far as like some of the insane details that people go to for the freehand stuff, but to be able to freehand, like, say, you know, patterns and like the Ultramar symbol on the shoulder and stuff, that'd be pretty cool. Be nice if I could do that. Lorgar hasn't returned to 40k yet, and I think word bearers don't have any unique models in 40k either. So with Lorgar not having returned to 40k yet, is that the reason why maybe the word bearers don't have their more specific stuff? First lesson for airbrush: clean it, take it apart, reassemble it like a soldier with a rifle. Yeah, because it's really important to keep it clean, otherwise you're going to get it all clogged up and it's going to break, right? Post freehand of the line I did on a night on the Discord. Oh, nice. Let us know when it's in the Discord, and I'll pop the brush down and take a look, because that sounds pretty cool, actually. When you said lion, then I thought you meant Lionel Johnson, and then I had to reread it and realised you meant a lion. I'm going to be honest, I think I much preferred painting sponging with painting the Space Marine last week. Not that I'm bored of Necrons already, but actually saying that, I might actually be. It's maybe the color scheme and the basic, not the basic, the how easy it is to do Necrons. Maybe it's boring me to the point where I feel like I need to do something else. Ah, crap. And I just realised I don't have it. Balls. Sorry, I painted on something I shouldn't have done, and I'd rather not have to paint over it. It's too late. God damn it. Oh, really? That bad with the airbrush? I suppose that's all part of what you mentioned with the steep learning curve. So I think what will be really handy with that is having those tutorial videos to watch, and also taking the advice from chat will be worth its weight in gold, especially if you've paid, I think even what is classed as a cheap airbrush, 50 to 100 quid, still a lot of money, Just posted in general. Oh, okay, cool. Let's have a look. Oh, nice. I just seen your Blood Angels, Frankie, as well. They look awesome, mate. I love the Jump Pack. Is it Jump Pack Assault Intercessors? Is that right? They look awesome. I love the green glow on the guns. And the power. Is that a Power Fist as well on one of them? That looks awesome. I really like those. The highlighting on it's very nice. And then, what's the last picture? Is that... That's not the Victrix Honor Guard, is it? Or is it? Which unit is that? Because they look cool. I love the gold helmet and then the halo as well. They look freaking awesome. Outer Zone, yeah, I just seen there that you've absolutely loved the Blood Angels as well. So I'm sure you like that. Oh, nice. That freehand lion is incredible. The level of detail that you've done on that is really good. Especially the eye as well, which is always... Eyes are always hard to do, aren't they, they say. That is awesome. Fair play. That's really good, man. Like, really, 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 really good. I got an airbrush kit for 40 quid off Amazon, and it's amazing so far. 40 quid for the airbrush. Is that with the... Is it the compressor as well? Is that what they call it? If you got all that for 40 quid, and if it's potentially still available, fellas, could you post... could you send me a link? Because that's... For 40 quid, that's ridiculous, mate. Yeah, Frankie, yeah. Yeah, I just seen there you like the lion as well. Yeah, Jump Pack Assault Intercessors. They look really cool. Oh, they're Blade Guard veterans. See, I'm still learning the names of the units and the squads. I've not got that down to a T yet. So, right, 2 secs. Be back right now. Just got to grab something from the other room. I'll be 2 seconds. Ooh. Right, I am back, guys. Sorry about that. I am back. Just seen some more messages coming through on the old Lord Christian. Welcome to the Discord, my friend. Thank you very much for joining. Much appreciated. Just seen that you joined the gang. Joined the crew. Oh, I had to blow my nose as well. Right then, catching up on chat. Let's move this to one side so that it doesn't interfere with the focus. Yeah, send a vid if it's easier. Sometimes I know it's quite difficult to explain things. I hate that's what sometimes, you know, when you're speaking to someone on WhatsApp and you send them a voice note. Right, hold on. The missus is calling me a sec. So 2 seconds, guys. You calling me, babe? Alright, do you want to close my door if you're going to bed? Alright, okay. Mama's calling you. Oh, right, sorry about that, guys. I'm back now. Ooh, it's all going on at once. Right. Dun, 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 dun. Blade Guard is what Materius is from in Secret Level. I've actually got him in my Captain Titus and Wardens of Ultramar set, and he looks cool as fuck. I can't wait to paint him. In fact, I can't wait to paint all 3 of the Space Marines in that set. Because you got, is it Gadriel? The guy's name that you just mentioned in the chat there that I can't pronounce. And Titus. Those 3 I am like super looking forward to painting. In fact, I got them right here. I can't wait to make these guys. Yeah, so as you can see here on the... You got him there. I don't know whether or not to make him... Build him... You can see here, build him with or without his helmet. I'm probably going to go without the helmet, to be honest with you. And I'm gutted that it comes with the sword and not an axe. I'm pretty sure in the game he had an axe. So I'm a bit gutted about that, because I think it would have looked way cooler with an axe, to be honest with you. Like, way cooler. Raquir, how are we doing, my friend? Thanks for coming along. How are we doing this evening? I hope you're well. What are you up to as well? What have you been up to today? And are you about to start on some Warhammer projects yourself this evening or this afternoon, depending on where you are? Frankie, I use Macro Set and Macro Soul for Pauldron transfers. They tend to wrinkle if they're wide enough over a curve. Yeah, I think probably on the Terminators that would happen more, do you think? Because they've got quite a big shoulder plate, isn't it? Elder Zone. True, the axe was a missed opportunity. Oh, massive missed opportunity. Huge in my opinion. Yeah, so I can't wait to paint that set and put it together. And then the other one that I've got that I'm really looking forward to is this one. Personally, I think the Huron Blackheart set overall is better, because I'm going to be honest with you, when you look at this set here, and apologies in advance if you either disagree with me or one of the characters I'm about to mention is someone that you really like, but the 4 characters that you get as part of the Wardens of Ultramar, shall we say, they're very forgettable characters in my opinion. I'm personally not looking forward to make. I will do them, I will paint them and stuff, obviously, because they're part of the set, but it's not something that I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to make those. I can't wait to paint them. Could you show the sprue on the Titus set? Yeah, I can do. Let me just wash my brush first so that I don't get the paint dry on the bristles, and then I can get it out and show you guys if that's what you want. 2 seconds. Give that a little dry quickly. Give it another wash. So I know that it's supposed to have really bad mold lines on it, isn't it? Requiem, my brother arrived from Leeds yesterday and bought me some combat patrol magazines. I got Captain in Terminator armor, Wing Tyranid Prime, and 3 Leapers for Tyranids. Nice! That'll keep you busy this weekend or over the next few weeks. Titus groupies, basically. Yeah, exactly that. Right, let me move the Necron out of the way a sec so that the focus on the camera isn't out of focus, and then we'll have a little look at the sprue for Titus. So we'll have a look at the sprue, but if there's anything else you guys want to look at, I've also got the Huron Black Heart box set if you wanted to have a look at any of that. I've also got some Terminators that I've not put together if you wanted to look at anything from there, and also some Lich Guard. So if you want to look at any of those afterwards, let me know. I'm happy to share. Right, stand. Then we've got the booklet as well. I am a Titus groupie. Yeah, so am I. Right, so that one is, I want to say, for the groupies, if you want to call it that, the guys in the back, the forgettable characters, shall we say. And then we have got the sprue here for the 3 Ultramarines. So you've got here, you've got the cape, if you want to call it that. I believe that there is the front of Titus as well. Just looking at the box art quickly. I believe that, where is it now? That there is the back of Gadriel, along with his banner. That's the front of, I want to say, Maturis, or however you say his name. And then you've got the regular packs, really, except this one. No, actually, forget what I'm saying. You've got 2 packs that are like this. Gadriel's the only one who doesn't have one of those packs. Leg-wise, I think they're pretty much the same as regular Space Marines. And then you've got all sorts of different, like, little bits and bobs to go around, like the waist. You've got the gun there, one of the guns. One of the pauldrons. Another one of the pauldrons. I think that one looks pretty cool with the skull on it. That one looks very, very, very nice. And then you've got the big ass shield, which looks really cool. And then, yeah, that's the other side of the sprues, the bits that we don't see. Obviously, that's the inside parts. But yeah, that's the sprue. Wasn't sure if you guys wanted to look at anything else, but that's the sprue for Titus and Co. By the way, JC, are you familiar with Warhammer magazines? A very good way. So with the magazines, I know you got White Dwarf, which is you don't get minis with that, but there's also the other magazine series, isn't there? Is it like once a month they do it? They're on like, is it like they're in the hundreds now? I believe so. Need to find a Space Wolf player with a spare axe. Why is that, Alderzone? What are you looking for? Not what are you looking for. What are you looking to do with it? Is it part of your homebrew thing, or have you got something else that you're working on at the moment? Right, another sip of me juice. And then we can get cracking with the other half of the as a kit bash. Right, can someone, because I am like massively dyslexic, may have mentioned it before in one of the previous streams, and if you haven't already noticed that I'm dyslexic from the way I pronounce words, you know now. But how do you say that name? Meteorus? How? I should know it really, because obviously I played the game and they say his name in the game, and then I'm assuming they mention his name out loud, at least in secret level. Eskimo, yeah, no worries, bro. I don't mind. Like I say, if there's anything else that you wanted to see, I don't have. Obviously, I've got those 4 box sets. If there's anything inside those box sets that you wanted to take a look at, I'm happy to get it out and show you. Yeah, it's called Combat Patrol. You get minis with them. The best deal I got was in 2020 when the entire Necron Royal Court, £78 retail, was in one issue for like 7-8 quid. What? Require, is there a link to their website or something, like a subscription that you can sign up to? If so, could you send me a link on Discord? It saves me having to go online and try and find it, because obviously, excuse me, I got the burps from Pop. The deals for that every month aren't going to happen every month, but I'm assuming you still get good value of money every month for when you sign up, so I'd be well happy with that. Ah, the old Leonidas. Yeah. Thing is, I never played Space Marine 1, so I had to go and basically look up what all the fuss was with regards to Leonidas. I'm assuming that's where the betrayal happened between 1 and 2. Is that right? That's the law. I'm obviously now I'm aware of what happened. So yeah, a bit of a shocker when I found out as well. Me as in meta. Me me ta Metaurus. Metaurus. Ah, am I saying that right? Metaurus? Metaurus. Hopefully I got that right. Not just learning Warhammer on this channel, learning how to speak as well by the looks of it. See? Every stream is an opportunity to learn. I'm going to need some more lead belcher soon, I think. Oh, crap. Right. Link sent. Nice. So is it... Oh, thanks, Alderzone. Yeah, I appreciate you confirming that I've got it right. Require. So you sent me the link. Much appreciated. I'm going to check that out after stream. Is it £7, £8 a month, or a week? Like, how does it work? And I'm assuming you get minis for all different factions and armies, right? Not just one. That's pretty cool though. Since you've been collecting that since 2020, that's amazing. You must have a lot of minis. That really contributes towards someone's pile of shame, I imagine. Because I average, at the moment, I average probably one mini per stream, so one mini a week. And even then, sometimes it's not even that. Like, I don't know. I want to get this minis finished on stream today, but the likelihood is, looking at the time, it's unlikely. And it's not a definite. It's not a definite. But. I don't normally stream on a Thursday, as you know. Normally I stream on a Friday night, Saturday night, or Sunday night, so once at the weekend. But because it is Easter weekend and I got 4 days off, and because I didn't release a video in the week this week, today's stream is what I'm classing as an extra stream. So it won't interfere with the regular schedule. So the plan is to do another stream this weekend. When did I start Warhammer? So I started playing Space Marine 2 back in December last year. And then I watched some lore videos as well around that time. And then in the new year, I bought my first miniature box set. So yeah, I'd say, like, from a miniatures point of view, I started in January 2026. But then the lore and the video game, which is what really sort of kicked it all off, was December last year. So I've only been doing this for a matter of months. Like, quite literally a matter of months. And I'm hooked. Since then, I've bought Rogue Trader, Bolt Gun, Mechanicus, the game, Dark Tide. What else have I got? I bought 9 books. And I bought a ridiculous amount of minis and paints. So I dived headfirst into this. Massively headfirst. It's got me by the balls, the hobby. And I'm loving every second of it, to be honest with you. Christian, when did you get into Warhammer? How long ago? Yeah, how long ago was it you got into it? How long you been doing it for? I suck so bad at Dark Tide. Do you know what? I bought the game because it was on sale, and I still haven't played it. I haven't even done the tutorial. But fellas, if you're new or maybe not so good at Dark Tide, maybe we can. We've got the Discord channel on Discord for Dark Tide, so maybe we can jump on one night and have a couple of games or something. We can make a night of it. That way no one can laugh at us then for being bad. You're doing good for a beginner. Oh, nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. I tend to take my time with everything. I'm a bit of a perfectionist in that way with regards to what I do. So, if you're Christian, this is my second ever Space Marine, which we did last weekend using a makeup sponge. I followed a tutorial on YouTube, and then took lots of advice as well from people in the chat last week. It was really cool. It was really, really. That's what most of these streams are like, to be honest with you. They're very like community driven in terms of like everyone comes together, everyone listens to each other. I'd never dry brushed before, for example. About a month ago, I did my first dry brush, and there was a whole bunch of people that hadn't dry brushed as well, or they were very new to it. And Michael, one of the subscribers to the channel, basically talked us through how to dry brush, and since then a load of people have gone back and watched the video to learn how to dry brush properly. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the little community that we're building here, to be honest with you. It's really nice. The hobby does do that though, grabs you and pulls you in so damn hard. Yeah, that's really exactly what it's done to me. The concerning thing, if you want to call it concerning, is I've not just been pulled in and grabbed by one element of the hobby, because like sometimes people just want to play the games, or they just want to read the books, or they don't want to play the games and read the books, but they do want to do the minis. I've been pulled in by all of it, every last aspect. I'm obsessed with trying to push my skills to the limit. Yeah, I'm the same as well. That's why I take everything so slowly, because I want to like really understand it and what we can do. And like last week now, we did the sponging technique, for example, and after we'd finished doing the sponging technique, we had a chat about like, right, how can we improve? What can we do differently next time? So once I've stripped the minis over the weekend, we'll do the same technique again, but we'll look to implement those improvements, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison. And I encourage people to come along and do it with us side by side. So we're all doing it at the same time, learning together, which is pretty cool, really. In my opinion, anyway, I think that's pretty cool. Right, I know there's a few comments that I've missed, so I'm going to try and catch up on them now. To be fair, JC, don't know much details about the magazine. I usually just buy individual issues of what I like in... okay. Order it from Hatchet website. Oh, thank you. No, you sent me the link, so I'll take a look. And what I might do is sign up and see how like a couple of them go. Because if it's great value for money, even if it's not my cup of tea, I'll know that I'll have picked up a few magazines and got some good value out of them as well. You never know, I might end up getting some minis for a faction that I don't collect and end up loving it. Because that's not dangerous. Very dark humour. Sounds like me and you are going to get on like a house on fire. And Winifred is a big fan of dark humour as well. So that should be interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Right now, Khorne Berserkers and generally World... I've just painted my phone. Okay. I don't have anything Khorne related or World Eaters related, so that would be good. Yes, Winifred. I knew I'd see you pop up in the chat if you heard dark humor. Felas has sense of dark humor as well. So between the three of us, if we all jump on a game, it could get quite interesting, to put it one way, shall we say. Christian, also a beginner, started painting some D&D in 2024, then Warhammer in 2025. Oh, Rubric Marines. Ha. Nice. Your phone is next to the project, yeah. So I use my my camera on my phone to do the live streaming. So it's like literally there. So as I moved my epoxy paintbrush up, I just caught the corner. I've got a case, so it's not so bad. But I just caught the corner of my phone case. So it's just there's just a line of lead belcher now. Interestingly. So it's an improvement in my opinion. uh, looks like I'm going to need some more lead belcher. There we go. Right, let's get that mixed in with the water. Get that bad boy thinned down. Yeah, I am contemplating whether or not I am getting bored of. Now that I mentioned it earlier, I've been thinking about it. Am I getting bored of painting Necrons? Is it boredom, or is it that the theme is too much the same, and I want to do something that's a bit more challenging, and something that's also not just challenging but more rewarding as well, in the sense that with Necrons, I know that you put lead belcher on, then you put the Rickland flesh shade on. It's quite a very samey process, and a very easy process to get, decent looking results. And apart from maybe some more of the named characters, the process and the theme is very, very, very similar. And I know you could probably say the same for, say, Space Marines, but I feel that there's enough difference between the way in which it looks for it to feel different. I'm just making an educated guess because I don't actually know. I could start painting Ultramarines and be like, oh my god, this is exactly the same problem. I think that's why I want to have a selection of different units from different factions. Hence the list I mentioned earlier. And that way, I know for sure then I won't get bored. Because, 1 week I could be painting an orc. The next week I could be painting someone from Mechanicus. The week after I could be painting a Necron again. And then a Space Marine. So it keeps it interesting. Right, okay. I've barely played Darktide at all, but if anyone needs help with Space Marine 2, I'm your guy. Nice. Love to get Necrons, but I feel there is so much you can do with them. Only so much you can do with them. Yeah, I'm starting to get that feeling. I picked Necrons just for the rule of cool, but afterwards a lot of people said that just by sheer coincidence that they're one of the easier factions to pick, and it's a good starter faction for that exact reason. So I am grateful by luck that I picked them, because it has been a good introduction into painting, and I think also for that reason as well, it hasn't put me off because it hasn't been like massively difficult. And now that I've got a good like basic understanding, my appetite has grown. Whereas I don't know if that would have been the case had I have found it really difficult to start with. You know, would it have put me off potentially? I don't know. It's difficult to say, but I like the fact that it's now whet my appetite. You know, I really like that. But could I paint these guys for the next 6 months? Probably not. If I'm being honest with you, I'm cautiously optimistic on doing my Tyranids from Leviathan box. I'm yet to do a Tyranid, but I've seen some tutorial videos on them recently because I really like the behemoth theme, and I've got some Tyranids from the starter box set which I've assembled and primed. I just haven't painted them yet. I've got the paints for it as well, so maybe this weekend, just to switch things up after we finish doing the this little Necron here, maybe we'll have a go at doing a Tyranid, because it's the only unit that I've got apart from Red Corsairs. Actually, right, tell a lie, it's one of the units that I've got for a faction that I haven't yet tried painting. And I think by doing different factions and different paint schemes, it keeps it fresh. Gives you something to look forward to as well, I suppose. So that might be what I need. Might be exactly what I need to give me some inspiration and motivation. What I like to do is to fully assemble the model for the challenge, even though sub-assembly would be more efficient. Yeah, I think giving yourself a challenge also spices things up, doesn't it? You know, it makes you, right, am I capable of being able to do X, Y, or Z? So if that's a way that it makes it more interesting for you to keep it more engaging, then I'm all for it, 100%. I think at one point we need to do a channel challenge. That would be quite cool if we did a channel challenge. I don't know how we would do it, because you'd have to get everyone. I don't know, like you couldn't say that everyone has the same mini. But saying that, Games Workshop, I know not everyone has access to a local Games Workshop, but one way of potentially doing a competition could be Games Workshop obviously give away a free miniature every month. So maybe we could theme it on the free miniature for the month, or maybe rather than do a mini that everyone has the same one of, you can pick a mini of your choice, but then I pick a theme, I don't know, like a color theme or something like that, and then you have to do the theme for a prize. That would be quite interesting. Yeah, see, that's it, Christian. Yeah, that's why I'm a bit hesitant to do. I think for that reason, Christian, I would be more inclined to go down the route of saying, right, pick pick a miniature of your choice, and then I would say you have to create a miniature using this theme. So you could pick whatever you want. And I think that makes it really interesting because someone could create a theme for a Necron versus a Space Marine versus a Tyranid. They're all different minis from different factions. And then I've got to pick which one looks the best or something for a prize. We create like a channel on Discord for people to submit their pictures. I think that could be pretty cool. And then I would use I could use the funding from Patreon to buy the prize, or I could reach out to some local game shop. I've got 4 or 5 local game stores to me, plus Games Workshop. Maybe they might want to sponsor the giveaway, and they might provide like a box of something for the competition. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, I've just noticed that we've got 4 messages in the Discord. Oh, Hayden, how we doing, bro? Thanks for popping by. How have you been? What have you been up to? And what are you working on at the moment, if anything? Maybe you've just come along to chill. Painting's coming along just fine. We're painting a destroyer, heavy destroyer today. And we've just finished getting down all the silver base coat at the moment. I now have to work on the Abaddon Black to fix the mistakes that I've made applying the lead belcher. But apart from that, it's going well. It's going pretty well. You missed an absolute belter last week though, Hayden. We did I used a makeup sponge, or a beauty blender as they call them, to paint a Space Marine, and we took loads of advice from chat on what to do, and it came out pretty cool, to be honest with you. For it to be my 5th mini ever that I painted, and to have never used a makeup sponge before as well, I think as far as 5th minis go, and using a makeup sponge for the first time, I'm pretty pleased with that, I have to say. So I'm just giving the paintbrush a proper scrub now, because I think we're finished with the lead belcher, and I want to make sure that it's out of all the gaps. I don't want it to dry anywhere it shouldn't. My throat's getting rather croaky now, if anyone has noticed. Oh, alright. Let's get the rest of this paint out here. Lovely. What else have we got? Like I said before, I won't read out all of the comments, because I've noticed that sometimes you guys are talking amongst yourselves, which is cool. Just got back from work. Currently going to do a Terminator captain. Planning on a batch painting the rest of my unpainted Terminators. I love Terminators. I absolutely love Terminators, and I also love my favourite Terminators are the ones, with the claws. Are they the Assault Terminators? And I think they also look really cool as Chaos themed as well. what theme are you going to be going for? What chapter? What color scheme? What are you going for? Oh yeah, don't worry about missing the stream, Hayden. I know that not everyone is available every time I go live. People have got work plans, family stuff. But I'm glad that you think it looks good though. Nice praise from someone who paints as well as you do. But yeah, Terminator wise, I'd be looking forward to seeing how you get on with the Terminators, because funnily enough, I got a fresh box of these bad boys, unopened, unassembled. I cannot wait to put these bad boys together, and I will be doing it in this variant here. I want to do the, like the blue, like the electric like effect on the claws. I want to do all of that. So, and I think I will do a mixture of heads and helmets. I definitely want to do one red, one white, one with the face mask. But yeah, the ones with the claws for me, they're the ones that stand out. That's the reason why I got them, is for the for the claws basically. What are you guys' favourite Space Marine faction? At the moment, mine is Ultramarines. And I've just seen there from Hayden that you're going to paint them all as Ultramarines, as they're your favourite chapter, which is music to my ears. Because I did wonder. I love Ultramarines, so I'm even looking forward more now to seeing how you paint them. Now that you've said that you're doing Ultramarines, I cannot wait. Dark Angels for you, Christian. Nice. Blood Angels for Elderzone. Though Horus Heresy books almost converted you to White Scars. Nice. Right, let me get my little picture. Oh no, let's have a look at Discord first. Raquia, just got your links for the magazine. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I'll be checking that out tonight for sure. That's what it was. I thought there were some pictures as well. Right, what are we gonna do next with the old Lokhurst Destroyer? I think we need to sort out the blacks, to be honest with you. Sons of Guilliman, Adeptus Astartes Ultra. Nice. Painted some Terminators and a Dreadnought already. I could show you in Discord if you're interested. I am 100% interested. Anything Terminators. Obviously, the creme de la creme for Terminators is Ultramarines, but even if it's not Ultramarines, I don't mind. I just love Terminators that much. And which Dreadnought is it? Because I really like I like all of them, but my favourite one at the moment is probably the... is it Venerable? It's basically Chaplain related. So... Mike's back. How we doing, bro? Who took my crown? It didn't take you long to get it back. I think you posted, 2 messages? And you got your crown back. You got to hop off now, fellas. Well, thank you very much for popping by and showing your support and get involved in the chat, which is always much appreciated. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And as always, keep posting in Discord, and hopefully we see you in one of the future streams. But take care and stay safe, my friend. Oh, I like that dread as well. I think that might be if it's the one I'm thinking of, I think it might be my second favorite dread. It's either that or the one that begins with R. I can't remember what it's called though. Another Blood Angels fan. Nice jump packs and chainswords. Saying that, I do really like the look of. I think the jump pack Blood Angels Chaplain is gonna be one of the first few chaplains that I buy. There's 2 or 3 chaplains that I want to get done first in the chaplain series, and I do like the Blood Angels jump pack chaplain with the wings. I think it looks awesome, man. Redemptor, that's the one. Yeah, that is the one, Redemptor. I can't remember if it's the Redemptor or the one that you mentioned before that, which is my second favourite, because I was speaking to Michael about the Venerable Dread and how much smaller it is than the other ones, and the fact that people want a new one, and it's been many years. So I was looking at maybe getting one of the other ones if they're not going to update it. So that would be interesting. Right. I need to get some of that soap butter for brushes. You know, the cleaning soap butter stuff. Oh, posted it. Lovely. Let's have a gander. Let's have a look at your handiwork. Oh my. That's quite a lot of pictures. Nice. See, you do all of the edge highlighting around all the armor, and not the Aquila on the chest. What's it called now? The Imperious something. But the edge highlighting that you do is something that I want to start learning how to do as well, because you've done that is an awesome job. I've only clicked on the first picture as well. See, and the transfer you've got on the Power Fist. That looks really nice, and you've got the wear and tear on it as well, which looks really cool. Next one. Yeah, it's just rinse and repeat for you, isn't it? You've done a really good job across them all. Nice. Oh, well, I'm hoping my Terminators turn out as good. Oh, the way you've done the sword with the lightning or the electric effect through the sword, and then I think that's a partially dead Tyranid of sorts. Yeah, that one for me is my favourite. The one with the red helmet and the electric sword. And the way you've put the gold on the sword as well. I think it complements the whole thing. Real nice. And then you've got the guy with the big boy gun. Those bases are nice as well. I only just noticed those bases. Are they pre-made bases, or did you make those bases yourself? Because they look pretty cool. Because I'm terrible at bases. And here comes the bad boy Dreadnought. Nice. Again, you've done the weathering on the transfers, which is quite nice. I see the shading on the corners. That's really cool. And again, the edge highlighting. That's something that you guys are going to have to teach me next, is the old edge highlighting. If I can get it as good as what you've done there, Hayden, I'll be absolutely laughing. Yeah, I agree, Michael. Hayden's stuff, every time he's posted in the Discord, it's always been amazing. The one that really got me the other day that you posted, Hayden, was it the Krieg guys? I think it might have been the Krieg. I think it was either last week or the week before. Like, that really got me. Like, the level of detail, the shading, the highlighting, it was all amazing. I just bought some Deathwing Knights for my Dark Angels. Nice. Nice. When are they due to arrive? I bet you can't wait to get stuck into those. Right, where are my Abaddon Black? Always make sure the lid's on before shaking. Thank you. Edge highlighting is harder for me since I have shaky hands due to meds. Yeah, that never helps. Well, the fact that is happening and you still manage to get that level of detail at that level of quality is even more insane, to be honest with you. It's a Gene Stealer head, not right. Okay, fair. Pre-made bases. Yeah, I thought as much. I might have to go down the route. I'm thinking with my bases, right? Because I've only painted 5, maybe 6 minis if you count the ones I primed and never done anything with. But all of the bases that I've got, even the one for Necrosaur Amentor, which is a pre-made base, I've done nothing with them. So I'm thinking of either going down the route of pre-made bases, because it doesn't interest me, or see-through bases, because I've seen a couple of people who have see-through bases so that when they play on the tabletop, whatever they're using as scenery comes through, and it's more like more not dynamic, but you get where I'm going with it. Friendly local gaming store, but not a Warhammer store, so no free mini of the month. Oh, that's a shame. That is a shame. I don't get it every month, to be honest with you. Sometimes I forget. Make your bases, you cowards. I just seen that message now. I think for me, it's just laziness with the bases. From a bases point of view, it's just like, it's boring. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Hayden. I'm too lazy, and it's too boring. Doesn't interest me. It was the Krieg, and recently posted the Sisters of Battle. Yeah, I remember that. Unless it's a big model. My biggest model to date is the Necrosaur Mentor, and it came with, like, if you want to call it a pre-made base, just needed painting. I still didn't do it. I still just went, nope, not for me. Thanks, but no thanks. Too lazy. I say too lazy. I think it comes down to interest more than laziness. If it was lazy, I would probably ignore most of the details on my model. But it's just painting a base is not exciting, is it? I don't get excited over putting some PVA glue and sand on a base. If I wasn't working with spirits, I'd be dumping base love. Fair. Right, I'm going to get some Abaddon Black down on this bad boy. I did hope and plan to have this mini finished tonight, but with the way it's going, I'm probably going to have to finish it during the second stream this weekend, which, for those of you that weren't here earlier, I mentioned that this is being classed as a bonus stream because I've got extra time off for the weekend. I've got a 4-day weekend due to being Easter, and the fact that I didn't drop a video this week. So today is kind of like a replacement for the video that I didn't drop. And then either, probably not tomorrow, to be honest with you, because I stream tonight, but either Saturday night or Sunday night, I'll stream again with a view to finishing this guy off. And then hopefully either doing another sponge Space Marine if I get round to buying some rubbing alcohol and stripping the minis, or alternatively, because I don't want to paint any more Necrons after I finish this one for the time being, I'm either going to start the Chaplain series where I'll paint it on screen, but then I can do some editing to post it as a video series, so we can start that potentially, or we'll go completely left field and we'll paint a Tyranid, because I've never painted a Tyranid before, and it might be nice to do something different to keep things exciting, you know? And I've got the paints to do it the behemoth style that I want to. So, yeah, those are the options. Yeah, Winifred, you make a good point. If I've got the time outside of doing another painting stream, then a cheeky little Space Marine stream could be on the cards, for sure. Absolutely. But thanks for stopping by and showing your support like always. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'll catch you in the next one. As there's quite a few of you in chat at the moment, if you haven't done so already, please do drop a cheeky little like on the stream. Helps get the stream out there to new people. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. That also helps support the channel. And get the notification bell button on as well if you haven't done so already, so that you can you don't miss out on any streams. Join the Discord as well. How many weeks we've been talking about 3 of us doing that? Too many. Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault. Because I'm always tossing up between either doing a painting stream or assembly stream or Space Marine. And I think because I'm so into doing the painting at the moment, the Space Marine stuff keeps taking a back seat, unfortunately. So it's my fault. It's my bad. My bad, guys. But yeah, I'm probably going to be on stream now until 1 o'clock in the morning latest. So another just over 30 minutes before I call it a night. See how much we can get done. Yeah, it'll be 1 o'clock in the morning in about 30 minutes. And I got a whole bunch of family stuff to do tomorrow. I've got to go into town. Got to take the kids for a haircut. I've got to get the car washed. I've also got to pick up some Pokemon cards for my youngest. So yeah, lots going on tomorrow. Trying to focus on getting this little teeny tiny bit done. Yeah, catching a bit, Winifred. Appreciate you stopping by. And yeah, we'll catch up on the Discord, if not in the next stream, bro. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, I don't think there's too much black to tidy up, thankfully. I definitely hit black in a few places I shouldn't have. But generally, it looks pretty good, to be honest. Oh, it's just this paintbrush for the details, man. This is the first time I've used this paintbrush painting a Necron. And I know I banged on about it loads last week, but I didn't have as many fine details like this to paint. And even now, this is just amazing. I don't know why I didn't switch to a better paintbrush sooner. Which is exactly what I was saying last week. So stupid. It's helped me learn though. I now appreciate the better brush more than if I'd done it the other way around and jumped straight into a good brush. Let me tell you. I've still got my starter brush though. It's retired to becoming a non-oil and a wash brush. Still got its place. It will never be forgotten. That's my first ever brush. Probably going to do the same with that brush as I did with my first painted mini and keep it. End up keeping them together in a little closed case. If I was ever lucky enough to get my own space, like desk with like, I don't know, shelves and stuff behind me, I'd put it in a nice little case, put it on the shelf behind me as part of my little streaming setup. The circle of brush life, yep. It's quite funny how it works, isn't it? Dun, dun, dun. Oh god, I can tell I'm getting tired now. I've been at work all day today as well. Like I said earlier, I don't normally stream on a day where I've been at work because I'm knackered. And then I've got to make time for the fam as well. Normally what I do during the week, if I've got time, is I will edit videos because I know I can just dip in and out of editing videos, see? I can do like an hour here, an hour there. It's quite easy. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Right. Oh, I'm just putting my fingers all in the poxy black paint that I just put on the neck if you want to call it that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There we are, nice and tidy. Alright, okay, I need to paint that little. And I'll leave that silver because then I can paint that. Right, last little bit here. Right. Oh yeah, I've got to get the wires on the underbelly. I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. Lovely. Right. Right, gang, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I did say I was going to stream until 1 o'clock, but I'm going to be honest, I'm absolutely shattered. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, sorry, yeah. So, yeah, guys, yeah, I'm absolutely shattered. I did say I was going to stay until 1 o'clock, but I am like proper tired, if I'm being honest with you. So I am going to call it a night here. What I will say though is for everyone who is still here and hasn't said goodbye yet, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for showing your support by subscribing, dropping a like, sharing it, or just by being here and watching. Maybe you've dropped a few messages, whatever it might be. I really do appreciate you stopping by and showing your support. I'm very grateful for each and every one of you that shows support in your own way. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Bit of a shame that we're having to finish earlier than expected and we didn't get this guy finished. But like I said, this is a bonus stream, if you want to call it that. So I still plan to have my usual stream over the weekend. And the plan is to finish off that Necron and then get stuck into either another Space Marine, start the Chaplain project, or do something completely different and paint a Tyranid for a change. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Keep your pictures coming in the Discord, and I will catch all of you in the next one. But for now, thank you very much. Good night, good afternoon, or good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Take care and stay safe. Bye for now.